Good evening. We're starting tonight with a weather impact alert as we continue to track monsoon storms that have been rocking the valley tonight. Here's a live look at an ADOT camera on I-10 at Buckeye Road. You can see the roads are wet, but it doesn't appear to be too bad right now. But the rain is coming down. If you look at the street lights, you can see it there.
Yeah, that's right. And the wind's a little bit calmer as well.
Yeah, the storm's causing some really nasty road conditions on valley freeways tonight. This is what things look like on I-10 at Perryville Road just after 8 o'clock tonight. And a much different situation, the wind blowing, the rain coming down, the rain almost blowing in sheets across the road, making for very difficult driving conditions.
Now, these storms also brought some dust to the valley earlier today. During the 6 o'clock hour, we saw some thick clouds there and the dust rolling into the East Valley. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly was giving us live coverage right in the middle of it. He'll be joining us live coming up here in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, we're also keeping an eye on power outages that are popping up due to the storm. APS is reporting over 8,000 customers without power. Most of them are in the Buckeye area. Meanwhile, SRP is reporting about 1,200 outages, mainly in the West Valley. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Let's get you right to your weather impact forecast as we track where the storms are right now. Meteorologist Chris Dunn, who has had a busy night, joins us. And Chris, a lot of active storms throughout the evening. What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, most of the action has been on the west side, at least for the heaviest of the rain. There was a couple of spots just south of Goodyear and between Goodyear and Buckeye with over an inch of rain. Officially at Sky Harbor, so far, we've had 1,200s and it's still raining. And look, it is 78 degrees, but more impressive, look at the dew point temperature, 73. This is about as humid as it ever gets in the desert. A 73-degree dew point with a relative humidity at 84%. It's not always a dry heat. Here's what's going on. Earlier today, we had the storms all around the state and all around the valley. Now everything is as we expected. It's kind of converged on the valley, and it's still going on. We have pockets of light to occasional moderate rain and a couple of lightning strikes here showing up in the East Valley, but by far most of the heavy stuff has been out here, Buckeye and in the Goodyear area on the far west side. Flash flood warning continues until 11:15. That's for the South Goodyear area. For this zone right here, just south of Buckeye, here are the Estrella Mountains right there. So that is still going on. We've had reports of some flooding and some stranded vehicles there. Flood advisory just north of there, including the White Tank Mountains, where there's still rain going on. Santan Valley and the Queen Creek area, you've had a lot of rain early on, and so that prompted this flood advisory. That goes until 10:30 with one spot nearing an inch of rain earlier. And also in northwestern Arizona, some stronger storms north of Lake Havasu moving up through the Kingman area in Mojave County. So just about every corner of the state getting in on this monsoon surge. And as the storms collapsed around us, it sent in gusty winds that kicked up the dust. 48-mile-per-hour gusts at Mesa Gateway Airport, Chandler 46, Scottsdale 46, and a 39-mile-per-hour gust at Sky Harbor. Look at these temperatures right now. 73 in Maricopa, 77 in Scottsdale and Deer Valley and Avondale at 77. And our dew points are in the 70s, so it is really murky and muggy out there. Although our storms will be winding down overnight, very humid. It will be sunny for the 4th of July. Coming up, the Independence Day forecast and some of your viewer photos are just ahead.
All right, Chris, thank you. Let's continue our storm coverage with 12 News journalist Chase Golightly. He is joining us live near Val Vista and Queen Creek Road. And Chase, you're probably still shaking out all the dust in your hair because you were right in the middle of that dust storm when it hit earlier south of Gilbert today.
Kariba, that's right. I can actually still taste the dust in my mouth even at this moment. And we're in that same exact spot that we were a few hours ago when that dust was really blowing. I even had to throw on goggles just because of how much dust was in the air. But now, hours later, the only thing that we're dealing with is rain. That rain has been coming down steadily here for the past 45 minutes, creating some slick conditions on the roadway here, but totally different than what we saw again a few hours ago. And right after that dust settled, I did speak to some homeowners who told me they have some cleaning up to do.
It was a lot of dust.
It filled the skies in different parts of the valley. Dust flying over surface streets and the freeway, at some points making it incredibly hard to see for drivers and homeowners just trying to look outside.
We saw the dust rolling through. It got to where we could barely see the church behind us.
Tommy Bird has been living in this part of Gilbert for close to a decade.
We could see the trees shaking behind the house and in our yard.
The weather also forcing Sky Harbor to ground all flights until it passed. The wind relentless during that time, knocking down large branches from trees as it carried all that dust.
A lot of that winds up in anyone that has a pool's backyard for sure.
Creating a mess and a headache for those like Bert who have a pool. How long does it take to clean up?
Couple hours. I've had it take 2.5, 3 hours before.
There was a silver lining.
It cooled it off. It's been, cooled down by like 12 degrees or something, so we like that.
Once the dust settled, rain moved in. Another silver lining. Now, unfortunately, we did learn that someone was seriously injured in today's storm. The Queen Creek Police Department telling us a construction worker was working on a new build home, was on the second floor when they say the wind actually knocked over a wall on top of that construction worker. They were actually taken to the hospital with serious injuries. We are still waiting to learn their current condition, so be sure to stick with us on air and online as that story develops. For now, we're live in South Gilbert. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. With our first monsoon storms of the season, this is a pretty good time to check out our 2025 monsoon special. It's streaming right now on 12 Plus. Just download the app on your TV right now and watch for free.